All right, welcome back to another video. Unfortunately, my headset is having issues where it's like when I use it, it can't charge the battery. So like I was using it a lot today, so it's out of battery. So hopefully it'll recharge. I do have to admit though, the audio quality has been pretty poor, even with the websets, with that headset. So I do apologize for that. I'm thinking about ordering a, well, I can show off what I think about ordering. So it's like a YouTuber microphone. You can get one for, yeah, you can get one for under 50 bucks, something like that. Yeah, or something like this, even 130, I can spring for that. If it means that I can even hear myself when I go back and listen to myself, I can't even really hear. But yeah, something like this for like under 50 bucks or something like this, yeah, I think would make a huge difference. But going back to the exercise, so last time where I left off, I was having a heck of a time setting up remote management from the management server. So in between videos, I spent some more time on them and I figured out what the issue is. So I'd like to demo that. And you can see what the issue is. Oops, and I've got, I'm getting ahead of myself here, so I'll do a route dash in. So I didn't have the next hop set up on my routes. I thought that the star meant that, like, yeah, because you can see what the old output was. So it was like a star. So I thought that meant same as above or something like that. Because I thought I had set up the gateway. I thought by specifying this interface here, that was specifying the gateway, but that was definitely not the case. I was just setting up routes without any gateways on it. So you can see, and then the other thing, the other source of confusion is I thought that this was going to be a gateway of last resort. So if it didn't have a route, it would just send it to 172.16.0, so that one. So I was really surprised to see any destination host unreachable messages at all, because if it doesn't have the route, I was expecting it to know how to use that gateway of last resort. But unfortunately, that looks like that didn't work. And to just make it easy on myself, I decided to just treat it as if it were another one of these routers. So I created static routes for each of the necessary route. It looks like I created it for one that is unnecessary as well. You know what? I think I actually will remove that because I think it's unnecessary. So history. This is my favorite command in the Linux prompt. Is this history command. It's so easy to go back and see what you did. So let's grab the command where I added it. Gateway is going to be .1, so it's going to be this one. And let's just grab this one. Oops, and then edit. There we go. And now, yeah. So if I do a route, I'm only going to need these two routes because I already have this one as my directly connected route. So let's verify that by pinging all of the routes and making sure there's no issue. Oops. Oh, okay. Okay, so it looks like there is an issue, even though it literally is just across the wire. It looks like it does need a route for it. It doesn't treat it as a directly connected route. It's just not the same as a networking device in that regard. So, but that's easy to add back in. Well, I thought it would be easy to add back in. Okay. So I guess I just need to run 210 again. I can't run 210. .172.16.0.0. Why is that network unreachable? Yes, the network here. I mean, I can ping 172.16.0.2. So how is that? What? Oh. Okay, it looks like I've got the wrong mask on here. So yeah, I'm using a /16 on the other side. So, or sorry, a /32 on the other side. So I'm going to need to have masks that are the same here. So looks like I can just, well, let's see what I've got in my route table. So that's fine. So yeah, ifconfig ETH0 192.16.02 net mask. Okay, so now I think things will make a lot more sense for now that I'm using the correct. So I'm asking, let's make sure it's not like Jupyter where you have multiple on there. So nope, it's only got one, it's got the correct mask. Now if I do a route, so it looks like it got rid of my other routes. One is working. Let's see if 1, 2. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I'm gonna need to add those routes back in. So history 172.16.0.1.0. So it's as easy as just adding that in. It's number 209. And now history pipe up 2.0. Easy again. So it's going to be 208. Route. Now I've got my backend. Here it looks like this. I'm not sure. So this flagged is U. This is interesting. I'd like to learn more information about what that means. It probably means, well, yeah, I'm not sure. So Linux route flag U. Okay, so Linux route flag. So let's read what. Okay, U is up, G equals gateway, H equals host. Okay. So let's do ping tests and make sure everything is reachable. So I can ping myself with force, ping across the wire, I can ping across the wire to the other one, I can ping to router B, can I ping to router B on the other side? I can, and can I ping to router C? I can. So everything's good to go. It looks like it's kind of funny. I had resolved the issue between between the videos, and I kind of did. Like I was able to ping everything, but there was a further issue that I had the wrong net mask for ETH0. But now everything's super good. The other thing I did is I modified the hosts file here, and I added mappings, DNS mappings. So now if I want to SSH into router A, I can just specify the username at and then just the name A, and that makes it a lot easier to get in. The final thing I did, and this was unfortunately something that did not work, So if I do quick display set, more, you can see I've got two set system login user management authentication commands. I've got one for encrypted password and one for SSH RSA. So I thought you could just configure the public key from the management server on here, and then you wouldn't need this anymore, and you could log in without authentication. But for some reason, I mean, it could be because it's a VM, you know, for any reason at all, it was actually still prompting for a password, even though I had enabled it not to. So, not sure what that's all about, but it was kind of wasn't really getting anywhere. So, oh, you know what? Maybe I just need no passwords. I'm actually going to try that because I think that's probably the key to not having it try to authenticate again. So let's see here, display set, and then I'm going to delete this. If this works, I'll be really happy. I'll be surprised that it took turning the video on and starting the Zoom conference to get to work. Why didn't it work when I was actually working on it? Okay, maybe when I take the test, I'll have to put a camera pointed at me or something. All right, so now hopefully I'll get better results. Oh, permission denied public key. So that's interesting. Well, of course, now I cut off my access, so I can't get back in, but I have the console window open, thankfully. So I don't know why the permission was denied. It's saying that the public key wasn't correct, or because the public key is set up, so maybe I need to enable it. Maybe I need an additional command here. Then it's before I think they're just all specified if I don't specify one specifically. All right, let's see. So let's see if there's something that jumps out here that could be really helpful. By groups, authentication order, authorized key command specifies a command string to be used to look up the user's public keys. No, host key, algorithm, key exchange, log key changes. Rekey. Let's look up this in Google and see if we can get this working, because this would make things really nice and easy to work with. So I definitely looked at this one before. And I don't see oh, that's interesting. Permission denied public key. So does that mean that I'm just doing it wrong? I need to well, let's see. So SSH-key maybe? Or SSH at A. And then let's see here, option maybe? -0. Oops, not -0, -0. Which options are there? -0 option, but what are the available options? How do I tell that? Yeah. Permission denied public key. Well, let's see if I can figure anything out by Googling this message here. Perfect. So it means the server rejected your connection. And there's several reasons why. So, yeah. Okay. The key that is being used. Let's try this. Maybe it's not loaded into SSH. Permission denied public key. Well, it is different now. You're using such a newer SSH head-L. Agent has no identities. So, I mean, that could be a problem. So it looks like I didn't add my key to my SSH client. I know that okay. So maybe this is all I need to do, and then I'll be good to go. Aha, so identity is now added. So hopefully this thing will work. Dang it. So I don't know why it's not working. And it's taking all my time. So yeah, like why is this not working? SSH JNCIE at a permission denied public key. I mean, my public key is on there, it's accepted, everything's good to go. Maybe I can do like a -v. So SSH-v, and then it's going to be JNCIE at. Perfect, okay, yeah, so now I've got plenty of information. So we can see what happened is, So reading config, chconfig, connection established. So the connection was established. No public file. No such file. Availability mode. Remote. Authenticating to is key management. First A is unknown and matches the. Oh, why is it lowercase? It's meant to be uppercase. What? And why didn't it try? Oh, here we go. Offering RSA public key. There we go. Authentications that can continue. Public key. Trying private key. Why did it try the private key and not, why didn't it continue on with the public key for one? And then why did it try these different kinds? Why didn't it stick to the RSA? I'm going to sniff this through Wireshark and see what in the world is going on. Because unfortunately, this is derailing my whole test setting. I've got to give this up, but just kind of how I'm wired. Like, I can't let it go. I've got to figure this out. Like, I'm pretty sure this works. Everyone's telling me this works. Online, you know, this is a basic, simple thing you can do with SSH. It's just upload your public keys and disable the need for authentication. So the fact that it doesn't work is you know, it's like saying you can't open an application in Windows. It's like, well, I kind of need to do that. Like, maybe I don't need to open a particular application, or but like, I can't just let this go. This is basic functionality. Okay, so we should have the three-way handshake and the four-way disconnect. So yep, here's the four-way disconnect, FINAC, EC, FINAC, EC. Here's the three-way handshake, SYNCS and EC. So now we'll get a deep dive into what is actually going on. So we've got the client protocol SSH. So they're using the same version of SSH. That's good. This has a P2. This one doesn't have a P2. But that seems to be going good. It seems like the only problem is with the exchange of that authentication is failing for some reason. So right here, yeah, client key change init. So SSH version 2 key change. Everything looks fine. Key change algorithms. So I wonder if I change epileptic curve. I wonder if I change something. Let's see here, new keys. Let me try. And it looks like it did it right. It's sending encrypted stuff. I don't understand. Okay, well, I do have one more thing to try, and that's going to be I'm going to delete this system services, and I'm going to do bit system services SSH post key algorithm, SSH RSA. To set no passwords. Okay, so maybe that will work. I didn't set no passwords, but that's because I didn't have the option to do that. But hopefully that's not necessary. And it's prompting for a password. Yeah, I don't know. I'm probably going to need to move on from this because it's eating away a lot of precious time that I'm going to need to learn the concepts on the exam. So I just don't know how relevant it's going to be. Let me try one more command. Set system services SSH no password, no passwords. So only use that key for passwords. But I'm telling it the key I wanted to use this time. Same thing, permission denied, public key. So maybe, yeah, it's like just the way I'm wired though, I really can't let it go. I know it's irrelevant, I know it's gonna tank me, I'm not gonna have the ability, the time to study for the materials that I'm willing to know. In the test, this is not gonna show up on the test, but I just really don't understand why this isn't working. I expect it to work. It could just be a bug. So I think it needs to go in the authorized key file. Authorized hosts. Yeah, I think there needs to be or I can try this. Or I can try yeah, authorized hosts. Or authorized keys, yeah. So I'm gonna try adding the key to a special folder or a special file. So touch authorized keys, and then I'm going to add node hosts, and then I'll just copy the node hosts to the authorized keys, and maybe that will work. Oh. Yeah, I have no idea what is going on. It's really nothing like I've expected. So, I mean, it's just hard for me to kind of stop poking at it because, I mean, maybe it just doesn't work. But So maybe I need to reload the SSH server. Shoot. Yeah, I really need to move on and not concern myself with this because it's not going to be on the test. Yeah, I stumped. And I was stumped beforehand, and I had actually kind of resolved myself to give it up in between videos, but I just took one last look at it, and unfortunately, that made me kind of dive back into it. I mean, it's just so, I don't understand why this is so difficult. I mean, one thing I can do is do an exit on here, and now cd SSH at host. So here maybe I can do a SSH key gen -RSA -R 4096. So maybe that's the problem. It just didn't have any keys, although I saw it create keys. I mean, I have the key for it. Yeah. Oh, this is interesting. So it's getting a ECDSA key instead of an RSA key. So this is a really good clue here, because that's not the kind of key that I need. I need an RSA key, not an ECDSA key. So why is it getting an ECDSA key? So, I mean, I say that I want a host key algorithm, SSH RSA. I say that I want authentication RSA, but for some reason it's not doing that. All right, so now I'll get just a timeout, I believe. Oh, or I don't even have, I thought I would get a connection refused because I don't even have SSH set up anymore. Maybe I need to get rid of the system login as well. I'm going to roll back this one commit, and I'm going to get rid of both of those things in one commit, and then roll back that one commit. So there you go. Yes. Top. It's system services. Set relative. Delete. This. Okay, so now I'm rolling back everything one commit, and hopefully I'll see the connection refused message that I saw. Aha, perfect. So all you need to set up SSH, it looks like, is just that one command with a password, or you just need a user, and then you need authentication. So I'm going to add that back in. I'm going to do system login user authentication, user MGFT authentication plain text password, commit, and now we'll see if this works. Still connection refused, which is interesting because that's the configuration I had before. It wasn't show connection refused. So kind of one thing I've of course been saying is it's always going to be the case that you're going to have issues on a VM. It just won't behave all predictably all the time. So I think that's what I'm running into now. It's just not behaving in a way that makes sense. I feel like I'm there though, because you can see, oh, it's getting a ECDSA key fingerprint. So I feel like I'm one Google away, because I just need to figure out how to have it use, yeah, so it's an offending key because it's not even the right encryption. I need RSA, and now it's that other one. So let's see here. File. So we'll go back to A, we'll do file list detail SSH known hosts. So file show root hosts. Aha, so we can see, sure enough, this key I've got is a ECDSA key, and I need an RSA key. So I'm going to need to refresh that key and have it be one that's more useful to me. So configure private set security SSH known hosts fetch from server, and that's going to be 192.16.02. Oops, connection refused. Right, because I don't have it set up from like remote authentication to this Linux server. I mean, I'm sure that's not hard to set up to. Linux enable SSH. So yeah, it looks like it's as simple as this. Oops. Maybe not. So looks like it's really not as simple as that. I don't even have the sudo command. W allow SSH. Yeah, I don't have a lot of these commands, which is unfortunate. But in order to use this command here, I'm going to need to have SSH. This is really interesting. So it looks like my known hosts is from 192.16.0.1, but that's a IP address that's on my own device. So it's, yeah, .0.1. So that is GE009. So it looks like GE009 for some reason has this kind of key. So I wonder if I can just use the IP address for 009. Perfect. Okay, yeah, I can do that. So now let's see if it works better. Nope, we still got a ECDSA SH2, not an RSA key on there. So we're still going to need to figure out how to get an RSA key on there, because that's not the right kind of key. Yeah, see, I want this SSH RSA. So Juniper RSA key. Allow generation of RSA host key. Compatible with RSA. So, here we go. So I think I'm going to need this trigger here because it's obvious. It looks like that's the kind of one it's doing. So that's going to be compatible with that Linux machine. So edit system services SSH set. Oops. Yeah, that's it. Options. Set host key algorithm. And no, yeah. We're going to disable this. Let's disable the generation of every single kind of key except for the RSA key. Okay, so maybe that will do it now. Sweet, so it looks like I did get a different key now. So all I need to do is remove that offending key, or the old key, the one that's now no longer on. Remove this authorized keys as well. And now if I run 410 again, aha, the RSA key fingerprints. Oh, but it's still denied. But it's definitely definitely a lot closer now, I think, because we're actually receiving an RSA key now, whereas before we were receiving the wrong kind of key. I wonder what happens if I recreate that authorized hosts. Or authorized keys file. Nothing. That doesn't make any sort of difference. I wonder if it's because it's a different size of key. And we can see it's still the wrong key in there. Okay, well, I mean, in any case, it is doing it right. Because we can see we are getting a SSH key back. I just don't know. Well, number one, I don't know why it's using lowercase when it's uppercase. Number two, I don't know the size of the RSA key. I know I'm using 4096 on the Linux, but I don't know if I'm using the correct size on the Juniper, and if they need to match. I would think they need to match, but I don't know. So let's do this. Let's just see some more verbose output. It looks like it's trying. All right, so I don't know what is happening. Let me try all of this. This actually looks pretty promising. Yeah, it's not trying my private key. Your SSH client is definitely presenting your RSA key to the remote SSH. So offering RSA public key, I should see that. Here we go. Offering RSA public key. But for some reason, the remote server declines it. The reason can be determined by reviewing its logs, regardless of what you think about it. Okay, so let's see if we can get some good logging set up on this router A. Let's see if we can even get, so let's start off by doing monitor start log messages, or monitor start messages. Oops. Okay, and now let's see what kind of messages I get. So it looks like I don't get any messages. But let's see if I can set up some trace options on the SSH configuration. So I'll do edit system services SSH, and I'll do set trace options. Nothing. So what about set trace? Nothing there. What about set tracing? Trace options. Let me go up again. Let me do a help apropos SSH and see if there's any trace options. Here we go. System trace bound, outbound. Here we go. So That's for outbound SSH. Is there anything for inbound? Edit system services, and then SSH, outbound SSH, initiate outbound SSH connection on client device. Trace options, flag, yeah, all, and then file. Oops. Okay, so now hopefully that will be better. And still nothing. Still nothing. So okay, so it didn't even create that file. There just wasn't any information for it. Let's see here. So everything looks good. SSH and passwords. So yeah, these aren't going to work, unfortunately. So I'm looking for trace options. Log changes to authorized keys to syslogs. So this could be it. So this, oh, it's not a public key file. So hopefully there'll be a change to an authorized key. So let me do those commands I did earlier to delete the authorized keys. Oh, okay, there's no known host file. Well, I'm not initiating from this side, so I'm not sure if I would even need it. Yeah, so I'm just as stuck as I ever was, and just as stubborn as I ever was too, and just as wishing I would just move on as I ever was. Because I really want to figure this out. I seriously want to figure it out. So it does look like the remote server is declining my key. So I don't know why. And I'm surprised it even has a key to Auth too, because I mean we can see that it's close, like it's really close. I think it's just the problem is that the key on the management server is 4096, but I don't know what this one is. I'm guessing it's 2098. I know on Cisco, if you were to enable SSH, you would need to create keys. But I thought Juniper created the keys automatically. So set, oh, groups, that's interesting. Edit groups, global. Oh, it's a configuration group. So the command is just set system services SSH. Yeah, I mean, I wish I knew more about the size of the keys it's using, because that's the only thing I've got left to try, is just to change the key on the Linux box to be okay. So it looks like it's supported. Oh, okay, here we go. So it's 2048. So that's one thing that's worth trying, is just to regenerate a key. I'll make it 2048 instead of 4096. Yeah, so I just need to enter this in. I'll make it 2048 instead of 4096. Oops. Perfect. Yep, and I want to overwrite the 4096 key. That's not going to be relevant anymore. The RSA.log. So now I've got a new key to enter in. Luckily, it's a little bit smaller, but the process of entering a key in is unfortunately kind of painstaking. But it's going to be a lot less painstaking, but still painstaking. So the process is just to shorten it down and then paste it into little chunks and just make sure there are no mistakes, because mistakes, I'm going back and doing it again. So there's the process. So all I need to do is now go to A, and I'm going to need to delete this one. So delete. Let's see here. Edit security. I'll display set. Delete everything, yes. And now edit SSH known hosts. That's interesting. I'm surprised. Oh yeah, that's not going to be, because that's going to be for establishing connections from this, but that doesn't matter. I want to edit this one. Okay, so I can delete that. It's just not necessary. Oops. So edit system. Oh, okay. There we go. Perfect. So now I can delete this. And now I am very nearly in the clear, and I think this might work because it's now the same size 2048 as the Juniper had generated. Oops, and I of course can't hit enter because I've got to paste all of this in. Okay, and I'm going to be very careful in my clicking and copying and pasting. It's just not easy. But good things are about to come, I have a feeling. There we go. So here's the moment of truth. Ooh, it's not a public key file, standard in. I don't know what that means. Let's see if the configuration took. It did. So, oh, is it just because I'm logging? I don't know what that message meant. Hopefully it's not important. I solved it. So I had only initially wanted to have this video go until 8, and I did not want to work on this anymore at all. But an extra hour and 40 minutes of just bashing my head up against a brick wall until it bleeds. I finally figured out how to do the easy thing that anyone else could have done in 5 minutes. But I figured it out, and I will know how to do it next time, and I will be able to set it up on all of the other devices. Now you can see logging in to router A is as easy as just SSH router A. I don't have to do any authentication, and that's because router A knows my public key, and I don't need to do any sort of authentication because only those devices with this public key are going to be permitted to enter the device. So, I mean, that's not super, that's probably less, oh, no, it's very, very, very secure because it's not just about the public key, it's about the private key as well. So I have my own private key. Yes, everyone can see this public key. So you might think, oh, well, I'll just take this public key and we'll send you that public key. Well, you're not going to have a private key, so it's not going to work that way. And yeah, so let's take a look at that in Wireshark. Oh my God, I'm so happy I figured that out. I just that took me, like, and between videos too, I spent at least an hour on it, if not more. I was asking my friends about it too. I was like so stumped, but I mean, that's what it takes, just that persistence and kind of Googling, thinking, but the most important thing is just that persistence. That's really what makes it all happen. Okay, so now let's see that handshake and that exchange. Okay, and now I can stop the capture. And now let's go through and look at the, so we've got the FINAC ACK. It looks like we got 2 ACKs for some reason. FINAC ACK. Let's see where the handshake is. It's a duplicate act. I'm not sure what's going on. Yeah, I don't know. But we've got all encrypted packets too. Everything's nice and secure. SSH protocol. So set up passwordless authentication using SSH. Took me all night, but I didn't know how to do it before. I didn't think it would be that challenging. It turned out to be very, very, very challenging. but I overcame that challenge and feel very, very proud. So now I'm going to, I think, use the management server to disable it on B. So SSH BGP at B. So, oh, we can see we've got a similar problem here. It's sending the wrong kind of key. We need an RSA key, not that other kind of key. So I'm going to prepare the kind of configuration that I'll need. So I'll take it off of A. Hopefully I can apply it to B. So, okay, so authentication. Okay, so I need all these. And the problem is when you're T-shooting and stuff, you've got a bunch of extra commands. You don't know if you need any of them. You don't know if you need all of them. Just kind of end up with junk in the trunk. But in the sake of time, I'll just add it all in there. Okay, so now we're going to, I forgot the command, I'll look it up. Here it is. Okay, I'm going to get all of these routers set up for passwordless authentication. Excellent. So, and quit. And now I've got B set up. So not only can I do the amazing thing with A, I can also do it. Oh, okay. It's got the wrong key in the known hosts. So I can just do SSH and then so I'll need to add the keys back, but it will just learn it. Okay, and then I'll need to do the same thing for B. So yep, I can do the same thing for B. So what I could do for A, and it looks like it's really slow. Okay, there we go. I can also do for B now. So now I just need to set it up for C. And I'll get nice, easy effortless management. This, I would say, is probably one of the better ways to handle, well, I would say it's one of the better ways to handle automation, but you know, this whole process, how are you going to configure your private key on thousands of routers? But this is definitely a very safe, convenient way of authenticating. It's just, you know, a hassle. Like we saw how much of a hassle it can be. All right, so now it's time for letter C. Oh, I would be so glad when I'm done. I mean, I'm pretty much done now, but I do want to get this set up for all the letters. And just a few clicks away from that. It's got 7 lines. 2 clicks per line, 3 clicks per line. Probably like 21 clicks away. It's a misclick, which I just did. But I'm definitely less than 50 clicks away. All right. Oops. It's not a public key file. I think it's because I have this log key changes on there. I'm going to get rid of that. Okay. So now I'll get rid of that same command, but I'll do it through my management sessions. So I'll load an A, video private, and then get rid of this command. Right, and then I'll demo how easy it is for me to log this now. I'll need to accept the key, of course. But now that I've got the key, I'm in. Everything's nice and easy. Now that I've already got the key, I don't need to accept it again. And yeah, so my life is going to be a lot easier now. Hopefully those 3-4 hours I put in to try to figure this out will pay off. It felt pretty good. Figuring it out, that's for sure, after such a slog. But it's, I don't know if it's going to be on the IE or not. It will be something I'll definitely see if I can use on production. I mean, even at work, like if I ever have a Juniper that I want to log in to regularly, there's no reason I can't just add my public key on whatever Linux host I'm on to it and have passwordless authentication like that. That's a really secure way of authenticating, and it's convenient too. So thanks for coming along for the ride. Sorry it went so long, but hopefully this will save somebody else. I mean, if you can just watch this parts of this video and save yourself a 4-hour slog that I went through, that would be great. All right.